When I started this live stream, I hear a jet in the sky, and then there's an engine sound as I'm about to start talking. The last video I did, I got a little bit of money today, so thank you to the people that sent me money. There's an engine sound. The last video I did, there was that siren at the start of it, and it started to fade out as I was setting up the live stream. It's like as I start to set up the live stream, it like drives out in the distance, fades out, and got quieter. It was way louder before that. There's a bunch of other sirens this morning, and there's a bunch of ambulances that don't have their sirens just driving by me. And there's been a lot of ambulances the last few days. There's a bunch of stalkers right now, and I was screen recording that video, and I put it in the title and everything, but like when I walk up to the bathroom door at the end of it, it says 1:13 on the clock. It changes to 1:13, and then when I got in my car, as I'm screen recording the video, I started my car, and my clock on my car says 3, 2, 1. And then I looked at it again at 3:22, and then just a bunch of shit. Like I'm always looking at the clock like that. Like I was listening to music on my CD player, and like I keep looking at the timer of the song at like 3:22 or whatever. Like I keep looking over at the CD player, and it's a number every time I look at it. And shit like that is always happening all day, every day. And then, like I said, when I'm watching videos, it's synced, and I'm syncing on myself unintentionally. And shit like that is happening all day, every day. And then on that last video, I walked up to the intersection where the ambulance met me. Like I was almost walking up to the intersection when I forget, it was 3:22 on the timer of the video or something. Like the time on the video is 3 minutes 22 seconds. Shit like that is happening all day, every day. I went in the grocery store this morning, and the intercom thing is syncing again. Like every time I go in there, the intercom thing is syncing. It's like, bang! Welcome to King Supers, or whatever the fuck. Or I guess that was at Safeway, so it was like, bang! Welcome to Safeway, or whatever it said. Bang! Clean up on aisle 2. There's a bunch of cars sinking behind me in my mirror, and there's a car that parked in front of me at the start of the video. And there's dog walkers coming soon. They'll be here soon. I don't know where they're at. and then there's been a couple of times, I forget what nights it was, but like the last few nights, whenever, like 2 different nights, I saw an ambulance like turn its lights on, like it's flashing lights, but without the siren though. I'll just see it like in the distance. That happened like 3 times recently, I think. In 3 different nights. And there's a whitey truck coming. And I don't know. There were the people in the coffee shop this morning. It was like a guy and a girl, they were on a date or something. They both had green shirts on, and they were sitting over by me. Like, I was sitting in the coffee shop for like 5 hours because I didn't have any money. I needed to gas up my car to stay warm, or just stay in the coffee shop. and I was running, and I'm low on gas, um, so I was just hanging out in the coffee shop for like 5 hours. And a bunch of stalkers making sink sounds and doing shit. But then there's this guy and this girl that came over and sat by me, and they were talking. They were talking the whole time. They were talking synced, and they were doing directed conversation shit. They kept saying certain words synced or whatever. They said program synced and whatever else, and they were talking about homeless people, and they're like, yeah, homeless people, they're just mentally ill, and they just grew up in a they never had any structure in their life. They just grew up in a chaotic environment, and they're mentally ill, and they don't got anybody to take care of them or whatever. They're just talking about like homeless people, but like they're doing it synced, and they're talking about a bunch of shit that like has to do with me synced, and they're talking about like DoorDash and just like, I don't know, like a lot of shit like like that. You could just say that I'm just overthinking it, but I don't think so. I think it has to do with me. But like, they just kept doing direct to conversation syncs. I forget what else they said, but they said program. And like they were just sitting over there for a long time. Like they were still there when I left. They were there for like an hour at least or something. And there's a bunch of other people doing directed conversations and like laughing synced. And they'll just say weird shit to like mock me subliminally, where they're like mocking my situation or whatever. Or they're laughing at a certain moment to like mock me. Or to like poke at me. There's a lady with a green shirt walking a dog. I think she has a green collar or green vest. Is it a green thing? I hear another jet in the sky. It sounds like it's right over me, I think. It's cloudy. And then yeah, there was a bunch of planes and helicopters yesterday, like flying over me. I think the jet synced with the dog walker walking by me. And they've been shooting me with dudes a lot lately. It happened this morning. I forget when it happened. It's some synced up moment. It's always synced when I get shot with the dudes. It's at a synced up moment. Like the other day, I was sitting on the toilet, and then I stand up off the toilet, and I'm getting shot with the dude. I just gotta sync everything. Even the dudes are synced. Yep, got a little money today. Still don't have a job though, so hit the Cash App and PayPal still. Click the repost button. Repost anyway. Expose crimes against humanity. Got a job interview today, so we'll see how that goes. Applied for a bunch of jobs this morning. We'll see how that goes. Been applying for a bunch of jobs, not getting phone calls. So, I don't know. This job interview I'm going to is the one that I went to the other day and they didn't know that I was supposed to be there. So, hopefully I don't have to waste gas this time too. Driving over there for a job interview for a job that I don't end up getting. Because they already made me waste gas driving over there. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I deleted my post of Hoodie Ross where I said he might be an agent because he got upset about that and whatever. And I don't know what's up with Hoodie Ross. I'm not trying to dwell on it and shit, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't tell if he's just like confused or if he's playing with me or what. Because he's just like saying a bunch of shit that. And then he wants me to apologize, but like he started it, and like I don't know. I don't like the situation, and I said some weird. I mean, he started it, like I said. So I said some shit, but like he wants me to apologize first. Whatever. No, I'm not gonna apologize because he keeps saying shit. Like he said a bunch of weird shit about me. And he's like acting like I'm like I love begging for help. Like I wanna be begging for help all the time. Like I'm not doing anything to help myself and shit. Like he's talking like a stalker would talk. He's saying the things that the stalkers say. And then there's stalkers in his comments, like Short Bus and all these stalkers that I blocked off of my channel. And he's like agreeing with them. He's like Short Bus was like, I offered Illcat $40 to come on my podcast, to come on his podcast and mock me and shit, because they're always mocking me on his podcast. He's like, he like says the shit that I say on my videos. He's like, hello, does anyone hear me? And he's like mocking me on his podcast. And then people are in the comments mocking me on his podcast. So I said this on Hoodie Ross's video in the comments. I'm like, all these people commenting are stalkers, and Short Bus mocks me on his podcast and shit. And then Hoodie Ross, like, I guess blocked me on YouTube. Like, all my comments are gone now, but their comments are still up though. And it's like, what the fuck? These are stalkers, dude. And like, he was agreeing with them. Like, Short Bus was like, I offered to send him $40, and he didn't accept it and whatever. And Hoodie Ross said, yeah, that's selfish or whatever. How is that selfish to turn down $40? So that's just weird. I don't know, but just a lot of weird shit. But I think he's a real target individual. His videos are stalkered up, so I don't know, man. I don't hate Hoodie Ross. He said a lot of weird shit though. It's just sad. I don't know. $40 is $40 though. He wants me to come on his podcast and make a mockery of me. Do I hate short butts? Yeah. I hate stalkers. I hate people that prey on people like a predator, a stalker, predator. But I fuck with his podcast from the point that it's a predator catching podcast, and they talk about predator catching on there and stuff. But then occasionally he mocks me on there, and he's like, "Hello, can anyone hear me?" And whatever else shit he said, I forget. And it's like he's mocking me on his podcast. And like saying I need mental help and all this shit. There's a bunch of stalkers around me. Whole time talking, and what's next? A garbage truck? Yesterday, a FedEx or a UPS or whatever pulled up and like parked in the edge of my windshield, like across the street in front of me at the edge of my windshield. And people are always thinking like at the edge of the windshield and like where my phone mount is. I don't know if they're syncing with that or the mirror or what. Cause like they'll walk under the mirror as something's happening in the mirror behind me, like over the person walking. There's a car driving by in the mirror or whatever. And like right at the edge of the mirror even, whatever. But yeah, stalkered up. Seen a bunch of weird license plates. I forget half of them. I don't know. See a bunch of EBTs and shit still every day. All the same shit. There's a guy with a green coat coming out of the house. I think I've seen him sink a bunch of times before. He's walking out to his car, and I think there was a sink sound in my car. Like my car will just creak, sink, and whatever. I think he's taking off in his car synced with people walking in front of me. Yep, he synced with them, and then a dog walker walked out, synced with them. And there's a jet in the sky, and it's probably synced again. But yeah, in the coffee shop, they were making the coffee machine sound synced, and they were laughing synced, and they were talking synced, and they were walking synced, and they were slamming doors synced, and making all types of banging sounds synced, and they were walking up synced, and they were scratching their heads synced. And shit, and I just gotta sit in there and deal with it, because I can't start I could start my car, but then I'm just wasting gas. It's cold as fuck outside, I need to stay warm. Sitting in there, a bunch of sink heads. There's a guy walking the dog, don't sink. I think he synced with a jogger at the edge of my windshield. I think she was synced earlier, like when I started the live stream. She's got a red coat. And she synced with somebody else walking. And then I don't think there was any sync things this morning. There might have been when I was sitting in my car warming it up. I don't remember. Like there wasn't right when I got up, I think. And then I drove over to the coffee shop, and like I didn't see any cars the whole time, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. But there was way less of them anyway. There's usually like there's usually a bunch of cars every morning. I got up really early though. I got up at like 4:30 or whatever, so maybe that's why. But there's a dog walker coming up now, way up the street from me. She's about to sink, right? What else synced? They're always playing directed song lyrics at me, like everywhere that they go where they play music, pretty much. Not all the time, I think, but a lot of the time. Like every time I go to the grocery store, I think. And like Walmart, usually at least. And then the intercom things are always synced. You know, boop! Someone sent me Cash App this morning, and I got the text message synced. I don't know if that means that they're synced, because it's a targeted individual sending me the money. So I don't know if that means that they're synced, or just the text message is coming in synced. Like, it might just be that, to make me think that they're synced. But either way, I appreciate the money. Hope you're not synced. But like maybe every time it's synced, maybe even if it's a target individual, it's synced. I don't know. There's a dog walker walking by me, and a jet flying over, and another dog walker synced. But they stopped walking, and then as the one dog walker's dog walks by me, the other dog starts walking again, and the dog walker starts walking. They stopped, and then they start walking synced again. And they'll sync with the dog walking by me. Or like they'll walk by me, and then as the person walks by me, the dog stops walking. And shit like that. But they didn't stop to take a piss right next to me, so at least that didn't happen. I don't know if that's happened yet today, but it's always happening a million times per day, coincidentally. There's a whitey truck coming up behind me. It's gonna park behind me, I think. He's parking sync. And then when I was in the grocery store this morning, I was at the checkout. I was at the self-checkout. The girl like working over by the self-checkout, she like walks over to the self-checkout next to mine to like help him with something, whatever, synced. And then when I'm walking away from the checkout, she's walking away and she's like walking up right by me, like in my way. And then she's like, "Have a good day." I think she had a red shirt too. I don't know if the store's shirts are red, I bet. But she's walking up sync though. And I've been seeing a lot of Domino's cars lately synced. I don't know if it's because I just lost my job at Domino's, if it's because of that, but like, I don't think I was seeing a lot of them before that though. So it's probably just because of that, I guess. I've been seeing a lot of Domino's cars synced. Like, the Domino's that I worked at, they don't have the car topper to put on your car. You just drive without it. But at this one over by here, they have the car toppers, and Domino's logo on it. And they be walking up sync. It's not always the same car, but I saw the same guy over and over yesterday. He kept driving by me sync. The Domino's guy. And what else? Like earlier in the video, I said 3 and then I said 3 again, which I think I do this unintentionally, but like they're making me say it. Like they impulse my thoughts or something, where like I'll be saying 3 and then 3, like 33, but like I don't mean to do it. But like I think people do that like subliminally, like Freemasons, like they'll do that subliminally, like Joe Rogan and people like that. But like, I'm not doing it intentionally though. Like I'll do that unintentionally, like all the time. I think it's a thing, but like I'm not doing it intentionally though. So I'm not a Freemason. Fuck the Freemasons. I'll never be a Freemason. I'm just brain manipulated by the Freemason brain manipulator machine. I guess. I don't know. Or it's just a coincidence, but I don't think it is. Because I think it happens a lot, it seems. And I think it's a thing. Like maybe to make targets think that I'm a fake or something. Like, I don't know. But I'm not, as you can see by my 4,000 videos. So I don't know if that's all I have to say right now. There's a school bus behind me right now and a wave of stalkers, a bunch of cars right now. One driving by me, and then it's gonna park in front of me. Oh yeah, there's this one car that I see every day. Like I said, I don't know if I've seen him today yet. He has one tail light, and he still hasn't gotten it fixed. I see him every day, and he has one tail light. He needs to get it fixed, or he's gonna get pulled over. Go get it fixed, bro. You're gonna get pulled over. The fake pullover orchestrated. That'd be crazy if that happened after I said that. If I see him every day and he like pulls up and parks in front of me with one tail light. With one tail light. I hear engine sounds. Oh yeah, also right before that last video there was geese honking synced and birds chirping synced and shit. Then a bunch of sync squirrels. Haven't seen any sync cats in a minute. Well, except I saw people petting a cat synced a few days ago. I don't know if it was a sync cat, but they were synced though. I didn't see the cat sync, but I don't know. Probably a sync cat. But I used to see sync cats like all the time. Like a couple years ago, I would see sync cats like every day. And then there was the one cat, the one orange cat. I recorded him a bunch of times, I think, and he was always synced. He's like the same cat would always sync on me and other cats. And then one night I was looking out my apartment window. It's one of my live streams, I think, on here or whatever. One of my videos. But I was just like talking, looking out my apartment window. It was like 3 a.m. or something. It was really late at night, and there was like barely anything happening. And there was like a mom cat and a kitten, and they're like making their way across the parking lot, like they're like going like under a semi truck, and then they come back out, and they're like sneaking around, you know. And they're walking around synced. I have a lot of videos of sync cats if you go back in the LCAT archives. Oh, there's a school bus again. I'm yawning at the same time, and there's a white SUV synced with it. Yeah, people will just be walking by my car and they'll start talking right as they walk by my car. A lot that is happening. They're not talking before that, and they start talking right as they walk by my car. There's a whitey driving by me with a 64 plate. And I pulled up and parked behind me for a minute and then took off. Just trying to think of what else happened lately. People just be pointing synced and scratching their head synced and doing sync, snorting syncs. So I think that's all I have to say right now. I don't know. Don't sync. Everyone go tweet hashtag don't sync. Let's make this the hashtag of 2026. Don't sync. Yeah, when I'm like out panhandling, people will be like laughing at me, or like this one guy was like this, or they'll be like, "Get a job." Like one guy said that, but he didn't have his windows down though. He's just like, I see him, like I see it, say it. He's like, and he was had a blue shirt and a green truck or something. I forget. Or they'll just look at my sign. They'll be like, or whatever. But most people just like not look at me. Then occasionally a stalker will pull up and they'll give me a dollar or two. So they're stalking me, but I appreciate the dollar though. Oh, and then like I was panhandling yesterday. This FedEx guy pulled up and he's like talking synced on the phone really loud or whatever. He got the door open. And he pulled up synced and he was talking synced. I thought he was yelling at me at first. So I was like, "What?" And he's just like yelling, talking on the phone really loud or whatever. Yeah, I just stand there and get stalked for 2 hours and get $0 or like $5 at the most. One guy gave me a $20 bill the other day. But every other time it's either $0 or like $1 the one time or like $5. It's usually $0. I just stand there and get stalked for 2 hours. A bunch of stalkers constantly. And you might be like, well, it's your sign. You just need, like somebody said, just put need help, hungry. That's all you need to put. Because like I put the Chomo terrorist government made me homeless or whatever on the sign. And like the Epstein Island government, terrorist government made me homeless. But like most people don't even read the sign though. And then the people that do give me money don't even read the sign. They just pull up and they're like, "Here you go." So it's not because of what my sign says. I guarantee it that like I wouldn't get any more money if I did that. Because most people just drive by, they don't even look at me. There was one lady that like she was like looking at my sign, and then she looked like she was about to give me money or something, and then she like looked at the sign and she's like, so I don't know, but I doubt that I would make any more if I changed the sign. Yeah, this is the Welcome to Sync podcast. Support the podcast, share this video around the world, hit the Cash App, PayPal, and don't sink. And vote for LCAT 2028. Use engine sound. You sink. Don't sink. Like that guy.